Hi there. In this session, we'll see how we can get started with the module that I'm having right now with me, which is Node MCU ESP32. Unlike the one which was discussed previously, the Node MCU Dev Kit D1, the Node MCU 32S has 38 pins. It's just a particular version which is available, which I have it with me right now, and that's why I'm using it. In the due course of time, the procedure for downloading codes on all the possible ESP32 modules will be updated as well. For now, I have this Node MCU 32S module with me, which has got 38 pins and 19 pins on each side. So this is how the pinout of Node MCU ESP32S is. The benefit with this particular module is it has got more number of IO pins for us to use. The disadvantage is some features are missing, like the touch capacity or the touch capability is not implemented into this module, which is okay if we are just creating IoT based products or IoT based project. But if you want to use them, then you can go out for Node MCU's other module like the DevKit V1, which we were discussing. In this module, it is clearly mentioned that you should not use pin number D6 to D11. That is D6, 7, 8, 10, 9 and 10. Why we don't want to use it? Because there is an integrated flash memory, additional flash memory onto the chip. Therefore, these pins are associated or these pins are connected to interface the flash memory. All the rest of the pins can be used, and there is, as said, one limitation that the touch sensing capacity is not included. Whereas there is one more limitation, and that is the Wi-Fi pins or these pins D0, D2, D4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 25, 26, 27. These ADC pins can only be read if Wi-Fi is not being used. Therefore, what we get is we get these pins to use when we are using Wi-Fi as well as when we are using the normal operation. Let's see how we can use this chip for IoT based projects and how we can start programming Node MCU ESP32S with Arduino. Now, regardless of whether you have this version or any other version of Node MCU, the procedure for adding the module into the Arduino software remains the same. So this is the one which I have right now with me, but even if you have the DevKit V1 and all other different versions of modules, what changes is the change in the pinout. Apart from that, the entire coding structure, the way we add the board in Arduino, the way we install it into the Arduino, everything remains the same. Now let's see how we can use this with Arduino. So the first step obviously is to install the Arduino software. Go to arduino.cc and make the free download of Arduino based upon your operating system that you are using. The next thing is by default, if you look into the Arduino, now let me open the Arduino on my PC. So by default, when you open the Arduino, it has only got the official Arduino boards mentioned into the boards manager. So if you go into tools and if you go into board, you will see there are all the Arduino boards available. So Uno, Nano, Mega, Leonardo, all the Arduino official ones. If you want additional boards, then you can install them by going into boards manager. But this board manager makes use of specific user added URLs to add the different boards. Now, if I directly search here for ESP32, I'm sure I'm not going to get any results. Now, in order to install ESP32 here, what you need to do is go to File menu. Inside File menu, there is this Preferences. And inside this Preferences, here you can put the additional board manager URLs. Just like ESP32, there is another popular line of board from esp32, that is ESP8266, which is again a very low cost one also. So for installing ESP32 or ESP8266, you have to insert some specific URL here. The URL is given in this particular presentation here. So I'll just copy this and I will paste this URL over here. Once you put that URL, simply click OK. And the next thing that you have to do is again go to Tools, Boards, and in Boards Manager. But this time there is a change because we have added an external URL for adding the boards into Arduino. So just search for ESP32 and you will see ESP32 by Espressif Systems available here. This particular installation works for almost all the ESP32 modules. So whether it is the Node MCU or whether it is the Lowland Dev Kit or any other ESP32 version that you have. Just install this particular board package over here and then you can start writing programs for your particular ESP32 module. Now it has been installed. Let me close it. So this is the default Arduino program, that is to blink the LEDs. Let's see how we can download it. So what you need to do is you simply need to go to boards and here now you have to search for your board. Right now I have Node 32S. So I choose Node 32S and then I have to click on the upload button. While uploading, it will not most probably directly get downloaded onto your board depending upon which board you have. Like the Node 32S requires me to press a button which is exactly on the right hand side of the USB connector. So usually boot is written over there or IDO is written over there. So when it says uploading, at that time keep the button pressed and the programming starts or the program downloading starts. Then once the program downloading starts, you just have to release the button and see the program has been downloaded. So in the next video, we'll see on a camera what are the changes and what button needs to be pressed. Meanwhile, make sure that you have installed the ESP32 board in your Arduino and you are good to start with the experimentation.